Okay, this video is going to be John Cena versus The Rock, the rematch of a lifetime, as many of you guys have said. Just my match predictions and just the overall thoughts on the feud that has been going on for pretty much the past 2.5 months. To be quite honest, I think 28, you didn't really need a feud because it was billed as once in a lifetime. People have been talking about John Cena versus The Rock as a dream match that a lot of people thought would never happen. But when it did, it was like, everyone just jumped aboard. Everyone wanted to be there live. Everyone wanted to see it for themselves, including myself. And match happened. Match was fine. The electricity in the air was something that I think you have to be there to experience. But after the match, Rock won. Everyone was shocked because I think a lot of people expected Cena to win, including myself. But it kind of left a lot of things open. A lot of doors, a lot of questions were left unanswered. And one of those things is what's going to happen now. Cena lost to The Rock. It was pretty much technically the biggest match of his career. And I think once, I don't want to say that it was so obvious that there would be a rematch, but I think there was a lot of talks that John Cena would possibly get his win back, whether that be at the next pay-per-view or it be at the next year's Wrestlemania. And to be quite honest, as much as I don't mind seeing Rock and Cena again, I do feel that they should have left it at one match and really have Rock go in a different direction and Cena go in a different direction. What I would have liked to see was Brock Lesnar versus The Rock, or even, I think that would have been a great match to have at WrestleMania 29. You would have had The Rock, who just came off the big win against Cena. He next night he said he's gonna walk into whatever as WWE champion. You have Brock Lesnar, who returned the night after, same night as The Rock. He F5 John Cena, and there's your match. That should have been your SummerSlam match. Built it up. Brock Lesnar destroys Cena. A couple months later, have Brock face Triple H at the Royal Rumble or whatever you want to do. Have Brock destroy Triple H. Brock Lesnar has now set his sights. He's just beaten two former WWE champions, two guys who are ranked so high in the company. What does he want next? He wants the title. Who's the champion? The Rock just beat CM Punk for the WWE Championship at the Royal Rumble. The Rock's the champion. You got two huge superstars, two huge mega powers going face to face, which they built this WrestleMania as being the biggest of all time, and I think that match, built the way I just said, could have possibly make the biggest WrestleMania. Like, thinking about it, I'm like, they had so many chances, but The Rock and they're probably saving it for next year. I know there's been a lot of talks that next year you're going to get Rock versus Brock, but have Cena, have Cena face The Undertaker. I'm sure they're probably going to save that for next year as well, which means that there's a pretty big chance that when it comes to overall people buying the show, I think 30 is going to just blow 29 out of the water by the way things are shaping up to look as of right now. AKA WrestleMania 29 is looking like garbage. And for me, going there live, it's a different thing because I think once you're there, it can be the shittiest show in the face of the earth, but it'll be WrestleMania nonetheless. And 27 was a perfect example of that. As for the build-up of Rock and Cena, I don't want to be one of those people who said, "Oh, Rock's never there, he's WWE champion," but Rock doesn't need to be there. His presence alone and the fact that he's carrying the company to heights that they haven't seen in a long time, simply by showing up. Since he's been in 2011, I would say he's been there no more than 20 times, 15 at least. The Rock, his presence alone just creates an atmosphere that it's a big fight feel, and I don't think he has to be there every week just to just for the heck of it. Look at Bret Hart, for example. He's been there so many times. Now when he comes out, people are sick of him. He doesn't get that pop he used to. And Steve Austin is another example. When he was doing the whole GM thing with Bischoff, he was there time after time after time after time. And he'd always make these periodic comebacks. But if you guys didn't notice, the pop went from here and it slowly declined. And I think now if he were to come back, the pop would be out of this world because it's been 2 years since he's shown up and since anyone's ever heard of Steve in the company, on TV, that is. And I think Steve Austin's time is coming pretty quick, but before he would come every few months, but it was special to the fans. But I think the overall pop that let's say The Rock got when he came back, it's nothing close to what Steve Austin has ever got, I think, in any of his comebacks. But yeah, that's all. I do see Cena obviously coming out victorious, building up that whole 2012 was so bad. Now this year, 2013 is going to be amazing for him. Rock, I think the whole point was for him to endorse Cena at the end. I very, very strongly see a hug and handshake thing at the end. Will the fans accept it? I'm sure they will. I'm sure there'll be a lot of booing when Cena loses. But there's the flip side where people say, quiet. There's other people who say that Cena's going to be turning heel, and I know I've heard one story that, hey, Cena's going to pay off the Shield to attack The Rock, which, man, if that happened, I can, that's one hell of an angle they would do. But that's what I personally would love to see. I think that's just going to be the biggest swerve that anyone could ever possibly think of, and just like a Steve Austin McMahon thing, they could recreate that with Cena and the Shield. But that's all, and leave your thoughts on the match in general, videos, runs, whatever you want. See you guys in the next video.